Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this lovely card that can be used for an engagement or a wedding or an anniversary. We are using the Forever and Always stamp set using the Love, the large flower, and the larger of the two leaves, as well as the Always dies to cut out the images. And I'm using a piece of the, what's it called? True Love Designer Series paper. Now, all of this is done in black and white, so you can use your blends to color it in if you like. What I've done with this piece is I've taken a blending brush and the Rococo Rose, and I have created the colored background. So we can start doing that. And I've already die cut out all of the pieces that we're going to need, just so that it just saves some time. And then I used Rococo Rose and then Pear Pizzazz. So we've got a Whisper White or basic white card base, and we've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of the Designer Series paper. And I am going to just brush the color on. I'm just going to move the card up while I do this. Now with these blending brushes, you can pick up the color from the ink pad and you start off the page and you just kind of start swirling it on the page. If you start on the page itself, you're going to get, I don't know if you can see, there's it makes like a circle, and then you can't smear that away. So if you start off the page and then start working it on, you get more even coverage without having that big kind of static circle that you can't do anything with. And you can put as much color on as you want or as little. You can do it kind of ombre where it's darker in one area and lighter in others. It's entirely up to you. That's what I always say. These cards are an idea of what you can do. They're kind of a guideline. Spark your creativity if you think, well, you know, geez, that's a really cool card, but I would have done it in Rich Razzleberry, or I would have done it in Calypso Coral. You go right ahead and do exactly what you want. It's your card, and I'm happy if mine are a jumping off spot for you to do your own thing. That is perfect. Or if you want to totally case the card, carry on, go ahead, not a problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to just attach this to the white base, and I've realized that I have not got a piece of Rococo Rose cardstock out. It needs to be 1 1/2 by 4, so I might just need to cut one of those out. I have a bin. You guys haven't seen my scrap bin yet. It's not really a scrap bin. It is color coded for all of the different pieces. And I've got card bases in here. I've got some scraps that are cut various sizes. And they're all by color grouping in here. So I don't have one that I want to cut up in there. So let's see what I've got in my actual scrap bin. And I don't have any. So I am going to have to cut a piece of cardstock. Oh, actually, I've got a scrap right here. Ha ha ha. Life is good. Okay. So we need it to be 4 by 1 1/2. So I'm going to just put this in at 1 1/2 and just cut it down and then cut it to 4. And there we go. So sorry about that. I usually have everything ready, but I didn't this time. So we can also attach this and just tack it down. My edges are a bit fuzzy. And I just put it about 1/3 of the way up from the bottom. Just lay it down so it's straight. And there we go. And what I did is I kind of laid out my flowers how I wanted them to be before I stuck anything down. And what I did to give it dimension is the first one I just adhered flat to the page. The second one I adhered flat here, but I put a dimensional in behind here so it lifts it up a little bit. And this one I put adhesive here, and then I put one dimensional on each side, and then I actually put two dimensionals underneath. I don't know if you can see that. I put two dimensionals underneath so that it really jumps out. So I've got that. So I know that I want to put this flower down here. So I'm just going to put some straight adhesive on the back of this one and pop it on the card. And I'm overlapping the edge of the background, or the mat, a little bit. Now this one, I'm going to put adhesive on there and a dimensional on the other side. And then I'm just going to lay it down like that. And then this one is a little bit of adhesive on the bottom, and then one dimensional on each side of the flower, and then two dimensionals at the top. You don't have to do the two dimensionals if you don't want to. You can just leave it with one. I just liked the way it really pops out. And so you place that down, and then you just set it up, give it a press, and you can see how it really adds dimension to the card. And then I put the love on, and I dimensionalized this as well. So there's just one like that. And then the E actually is big enough to get a full-size dimensional on the back of. And this you can put where you like. I wanted it to kind of overlap the flowers, but if you wanted it to come down here, that's fine. Like I say, I liked it overlapping the flowers a bit. So I'm just going to pop it down right there. And then the leaves, you can play with the leaves where you'd like to put them if you want them to come out in different places. I'm going to put these ones in the same spots that I have them on the main card. And I just, like I say, I just stamped them. These ones are in Pear Pizzazz. And so I'll tuck that in like that. And then pop these in like this. And if you wanted to put some up here as well, to extend them beyond the circle of the flowers, you can do whatever you like. That's the joy of these. You just, whatever you think you would like to do and however you think it looks good is how you do it. It really, really is that simple. So I'll just pop these on, and then I'll put the, I think they're basic pearls. What are they called? I wrote it on the back. Pearl Basic Jewels. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to lift it off the backing here, and then I'm going to use it to put it down. And I'm using the small ones because the small ones go through the mail really easily. The large ones don't go through the mail quite as easily. They tend to tear up the envelopes a little bit. So if I know I'm not going to mail a card, that I'm just going to be hand delivering it, I'll use the big pearls or big rhinestones. So that is the card. So it's a little bit of work to stamp and do all the die cuts, but it really is a lovely card for an engagement or a wedding anniversary or a wedding itself. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been inspired by the creations for today. And if you would like to purchase anything, the links are below. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, thank you very much.